KO. You win.
Hey you wanna try me, Gov?
Alright, boom, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of new players out there. If you want to pick up Steve, then this video is for you. I've been using Steve for quite a while, so I know quite a lot of his pokes, punishes, his arm moves, his rage arts, his rage drives, and I'm gonna be also showing you some juggles and more combos you can use with him. So if you want to throw them hands, if you want to be the next fucking Mike Tyson, then you can use the game annotations on the screen right now to know the moves that I'm gonna give you, mate. I'm gonna give you to you. Bear in mind that annotations and directions on Tekken are dependent on where your character is facing. So if you're facing the right side, then right would be down and left would be back. Award for Steve's best move goes to back one, most amazing counter hit launch of his arsenal. If you want to be a good Steve, you've got to utilise this move. It's a high move. Well, always hold back when you do it, because if you don't hold back, then it's going to be minus 14. If you hold back and go back into flicker stance, it's only minus 2. So look at the delicious damage, even out of the ground, that you can get with this move. Definitely utilise it. Down forward 2. 16 frames is a quick homing mid, and minus 12 on block can also be punished by a lot of the roster. However, if you use it at the appropriate ranges, a lot of people can't punish it. If you down forward 2 to catch side steps and use it at the furthest possible ranges, you can be doing a lot of mileage with this move. You also want to get used to cancelling this move into dark, as it will be the best way to get full damage from the combo. Enough about launchers, how about some pokes? While standing 1-2. This move at 32 damage and 11 frames while standing is the best while standing punisher in my opinion in the game. It leaves your opponents in a crouching position so they can't do much apart from while standing 4, and also does gripper damage compared to Brian's dusty while standing 3. This is somewhere an area where Steve really excels and you've really got to capitalise on it. It's also hugely delayable, so you can always catch someone out if they block the one. The delay also allows you to hit lower on the wall or during combos, so you get the maximum amount of damage as the damage scaling in this game resets once you hit someone low on the wall. Sonic Fang, the whiff punisher personified, with 14 frame startup and minus 11 on block. It's a great range of whiff punish to hold your opponent to account for missing their moves or even across the screen. It's got great combo utility, so you can use it at the end of your combos to get to the wall, and when you get to the wall it hits low, so you can get an extra bit of damage even if they're sliding off into the floor. The long range makes it ideal for punishing moves that other characters may struggle to punish. For example, Paul's Death Fist has got a lot of pushback, but Steve has no problems punishing it. The knockdown it provides allows you to get rush down using albatross spin to follow up. You can also go into peekaboo stance from here and pester them with lows, mids, or even a throw. Dark. Although a stance, it's got so much utility, it's a move in its own right. It's cancelable if you hold down back. If you continuously do forward 3, down back, forward 3, down back, it'll create wave dash like motion which can be used to create pressure. You can also do this into mid and low mix-ups with his wall standing 1-2 string or his wall standing 2, which both track on each side respectively. Duck is great for controlling space in between you and your opponent and closing down. Duck 2 is also great at whiff punishing, and it also rushes highs later on in the frames. Duck is a potential move to use as it's a staple in all of his combos. Steve also has a vital extension from Duck, Extended Duck. To input this move, you just hold forwards during the Duck and press forward 4 again, and Steve should make a noise and extend his Duck. Moves from Extended Duck have different properties to those of Duck. And have quicker recovery, so they're more useful in combos. Moves from Extended Duck also have the blue Just Range Spark to indicate they are part of the Extended Duck stance.
Unlike me, unlike me. Do you think I'm strange? Unlike you, unlike you.
KO.
I am not pretending. Unlike me, unlike me.
You
Do
win.
you think I'm strange?
Wanna try me, Gov?
Unlike you, unlike you. I am not pretending.
Steve's stances are a big reason as to why a lot of new players and existing Tekken players struggle to pick up Steve. He's got 8 stances in his move list, which can make him daunting when you just look at them and you're like, what am I supposed to use this for? When am I supposed to use this? And what situations are these useful for? So in this section, I'm going to be going over useful ways to use the stances, when to use them, and also other utilities which they can bring. Steve, let's go. Liquor stance, probably Steve's most used stance. Back 3+4, and it can also cancel into it from other moves if you hold back after certain moves to go back into Liquor stance. This can also be used to then cancel into duck, which is commonly used in combos. It can also cancel that back to down back, which is also used in pull combos. move list of flicker stance is relatively short, only filling up one page of the move list menu. The majority of his flicker stance moves being variations of his Spitfire combo. From the list you have 1-1-1-2, which is a high mid. It's good for wall combos if you're already in flicker stance and just need to get an extra bit of damage to finish off your opponent. However, I'd advise against using it as a poke, as it's -16 on block and the majority of the class can reach it and watch you for using it, so only use it in combos. The main variation of the 1-1-1 string which you're going to be using for flicker stance is the 1-1 down 1 variation. It's also one of his 3 tail spin moves. If the down 1 is a counter hit, it will launch and stun your opponent, giving you a free combo. It is also a natural counter hit combo, so if the 1 is a counter hit and you do down 1, it will get guaranteed knockdown.
You win.
If you are overusing down 1, you can also mix this up with the forward 1 variation, which is a mid and will poke them if they choose to keep ducking you rather than risking doing the 1-1-1-1-2 variation, which could get you launched. If your opponent keeps on ducking your 1-1 punches, you can also go straight into 2. Also in flicker stance, he has back 2, which is his high armor move. It's quick and gives a guaranteed forward 2 or duck 1. It also wall splats. You can also do instant flicker back 2 if you think they're going to throw out a higher mid and get quick damage. Flicker stance can also be cancelled into albatross spin using the rapid punches as a buffer. If you do 1, pause, and then do 3+4, it will spin after completing the punch, allowing you to do damaging combo windows.
This is a Noodles production.
Duck has got so much utility as controlling the space between you and your opponent. You can use it duck cancels to control space by using 4-3-4 down back, 4-3-4 down back. And if you see your opponent do a move, you can also just hold back after your duck cancel and punish accordingly. You can also go into wall standing 1 and hit confirm it if they throw out a move or start ducking you if you use wall crouching down forward 1 as a mix up. You can also do duck cancel into a grab if you think they're just turtling up or if they're not breaking your grabs. The evolution of duck has been driven by Steve's new buff. His extended duck forward 2 now guaranteeing another duck forward 2 or while standing 1-2 if your opponent blocks the extended duck forward 2. This stops your opponent turtling up completely and taking the precedent that Steve is a counter hit character, so I better watch what I press against him. You can also mix this up with extended duck 2 or extended duck 1, which are mid, as they can duck your extended duck forward 2 if they anticipate it. If they press buttons while you're doing extended duck forward 2 and get counter hit, there's also a damaging combo launcher. Duck cancel is also useful for making moves that are originally on save safe. So for example, 1-2-1-2 is -10 without a duck cancel. Once you duck cancel it, it's completely safe. However, you're -9. Down forward 2 is another example of duck cancelling a move to make it safe. If you don't duck cancel the move, it's -12. However, when you do duck cancel it, it's -9. However, this is a counter hit launcher, so you're going to be able to confirm the counter hit and duck cancel when it doesn't hit, and be able to duck 1 when it does counter hit. This is something you're going to have to train yourself to do to be able to do on reaction during a match.
This is a Noodles production.
Left Reaver and Right Reaver are useful tools to get around your opponent, especially after you do a move, to evade their follow-up attack and either counter hit launch them or go into duck and launch them with duck 2. However, it's dangerous to flowchart this and be predictable as it's easy to launch it. Or counter hit it, so try to not be predictable when using this. Weave is the most effective when you're off axis to the respective sides of the weave. So for example, if you're off axis to the right side of your opponent, doing left weave and they press a button can sometimes get you on their back, and then you can counter hit them. If you press 2 and you go into shoulder and it hits, you're also +4. You could also go into peekaboo or fish for a back 1 if they press buttons after your shoulder. Left weave forward 1-1 is also useful because you can transition into flicker, and if they don't duck the string, you're plus on block. However, beware of using this move because if they do duck it, then they can launch it. Also, the last hit will counter hit launch if they press buttons during the string. It can also delay it. 4-1-2 is also a natural counter hit combo, so if the first hit is counter hit, the second hit is guaranteed and it launches. So if you happen to weave past a linear move or a string and you counter hit them, you'll get guaranteed follow-up juggle. 4-2 is also useful at the wall as it can crush jabs or avoid jabs and splat them. However, do not overuse this move as it's -13, and against most characters you'll end up losing the wall and get punished. So quarter circle forward 1 would be a more safer and optimal option.
The thing goes
Peekaboo is mainly an offensive poking tool used with low and mid mix-ups and also a built-in high punch parry that homes. It's great transition to after a full crouch down forward 1 or manual. The stance has got a lot of delayable strings which can bait your opponent into pressing a button or getting a hit as they move. Examples of this is down forward 1-2. Or down forward 1-1 and 2-1. They used to bait your opponents pressing the button and netting big counter hit damage. However, got weaknesses in tracking or being duckable. To counter the peekaboo stance itself, it's a good idea to step, as the only moves which track in peekaboo are his down 1 and his 2, which are both low and high. All the other strings are easily walkable to his back. It's also a good tactic to down jab, as Steve will have to manually cancel peekaboo with down back and then down forward to low parry. Another option is to do peekaboo up forward 2, the big shot you can. But that stuff is like -15, so if you ain't setting it up, I don't think you should just be YOLO using it. If someone is jabbing your peekaboo stance as Steve, I suggest doing peekaboo 2 as it will parry their punch or counter hit launch them, or doing peekaboo forward 2 which has high crushing properties. It is -13, but in the open it's got so much pushback. Most people can't punish it. Peekaboo down forward 2 is an elbow, so therefore it cannot be parried. This is useful if you want to quickly launch a Nasuka who's parrying in your face, or a Law who's trying to punch parry you. However, it is -10 and also has linear properties, so it can be warped, and it also has got crappy range. Taking me down to, it's also a counter hit launch low. It's only on still on block. However, it's mad slow and you can see its arm recoil back, so most of the time you aren't getting low parried or blocked, so use it when you think they're going to be mashing buttons. Alright, boom, yeah, for all you guys there who made it to the end of this video, yeah. This was just like the starter, you know, like what is Steve, you know, part 1. What are his moves, like it's just for people to know what Steve is and what he does in his moves objectively in the game. So in part 2 I'm going to try and go over how you use these moves, you know, how to actually play Steve, you know, not that I know, I'm just trying to tell you, give you advice, because you know there's a lot of people that don't actually use Steve at all, so it's just a bit of advice. I'm not like a connoisseur of Steve. Anyway, there's stuff you guys liked about this video, and there's stuff you want changed, or stuff that you want to see different in the next part of the video. Just tell me, like maybe the editing, you didn't like the editing, maybe you want it to be more simpler, maybe you just want it in a different format. Tell man will do the ting in it, man will change the ting, blood, because you know me and you, with G's in it. So, alright, I'm gonna sign out here. And you man, better subscribe, yeah, like the ting up, yeah, and play Steve in it, or bang your face. I'm joking, yeah, but swear down if you don't play Steve, I'll back on your mum. Anyway, in a bit, my G's, and peace.